Okay, so my final video is going to be self-accountability. So, a lot of people don't take self-accountability enough. When we went through, when I was going through divorce with my wife, I have self-accountability. Could I have been more attentive? Yes. Could I have made a few better decisions? Of course. I know I have my mistakes, and I own my mistakes. Every mistake I've made, I own. This is something that I learned from watching Brandon Tatum. Is and part and parcel to why he's a hero to me. He taught me to start being more self-accountable and own my actions. So, when I was getting in trouble as a teenager, I was the one choosing to hang out with the wrong people. I hung out with the wrong people. I used to have the dealers over at the house all the time. That was I made these choices that got me into the situations I was in. And looking back at myself, I can acknowledge all my faults. Usually I had myself in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm choosing to hang out with the wrong people. So, you got to be self-accountable. In my divorce, there's at least a fair part of the divorce that was my fault. But that being said, it's not reciprocated on the other side. The ex-wife, she might say it, she doesn't actually accept the fact that she has her own faults. And that's okay. She can think how she wants. And whatever she wants to do with her life is her choice. And I hope the best for her. I love her still. I hope the best for Dash. She's a wonderful person. It's just she has her own stuff she has to address. But that's a moot point. The point is you got to be more self-accountable. Everybody needs to take fault for their actions. Understand that a lot of situations you end up in is your fault because of choices you've made. So, when you make certain choices, you're going to be in a bad situation. And, a lot of people, they like to fault everyone. I mean, I can't tell you, I've said it a few times, and when I was in a dark place, I was basically saying, why is God letting this happen to me and stuff like that. And I was saying those kind of things because I was in a dark place. I was misdirecting the blame. A lot of that blame falls onto me. It's a lot to do with my choice and my actions. So you have to be accountable. Self-accountability needs to come back into this country. It's, you can't always blame everyone else for your faults. I grew up in the hood. I grew up poor. I was arrested all the time. I hung out with the dealers on the corner. I remember weighing out those 4 and 6 gram 20 sacks. I remember all that stuff. I remember, being around the wrong people, everything, and a lot of them was due to the choice I was making. If I would have made the choice to pay attention better in school, if I would have made the choice to stay in sports, I might have been on a different path. But I made the wrong choices. Now, there was some outside influences on it and stuff like that, but that still didn't control my choices. It didn't control my actions. My choices and my actions were mine. I had a choice in this. So, what I'm saying is you need to start being more accountable. You need to have some self-accountability. Because some pieces of it are your fault. It's not just what's going on around you and the situation you're in. You need to be able to hold yourself accountable. So, that kind of brings me to something that really, it's about the only prayer I know, but it's probably one of the most important and probably one of the best prayers there is. That God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So there are some things you cannot change. I cannot change the mistakes I've made. But I can sure have the courage to change my decisions in the future and make better choices. The courage to try and strive to be better. The courage to try and improve the things I can improve. And the wisdom is knowing the difference between that I cannot change the mistakes I've made. But I know I can change what I do to the future. That's the wisdom to know the difference. You have to be able to accept the fact that you're not going to be able to change certain things. That doesn't mean you can't change where you live. That doesn't mean you can't change your career. That doesn't mean you can't change any of this stuff. You can change all that. You just got to have the courage to do it. But the stuff you cannot change is the stuff you've already done. So accept what you've done. Take the self-accountability and accept what you've done. And then have that courage to go fix that issue. And that's what it truly means to have the wisdom to know the difference. So you have to really think about this. And that's where I came up with wanting to help others. Seeing what Brandon Tatum did and Candace Owens did when they started Blexit. They started Blexit to help the Black and poor communities exit out of that Democratic hellhole, basically, and try to free them and set them free to start thinking. That was the whole, that's the whole purpose behind it. You know, Blexit was meant to help. So even if there wouldn't have been a situation where they had the finances and stuff, they were going to still do this because they wanted to help. That was the whole point. The whole point of Blexit was to help. And that's the whole point of my petting companions. I want to help. Even if I don't have the capabilities and stuff like that to really help myself, the point is I can help others, at least where I can. So that was the whole reason why I wanted to do this. It's kind of, it's meant to kind of help others. You know, that's truly what it means. It means helping others. You need to help others as much as you can, because there's a lot of people out there that need help. Am I in the best situation? No, I'm unemployed. I have no income. I'm fighting with the unemployment office to get my unemployment. My car is in bankruptcy, and I haven't been able to get a bankruptcy payment in. My cell phone, I had to get them to extend me some time. I mean, I'm not in a financial spot, but I'm still trying to do what I can to help others. That's the reason I do try to go out to the Blexit stuff as much as I can. That's why I am trying to fight for the state. That's why I am starting to do this stuff and get get out there, because I might be looking at running. But that's the point. I want to help others. And that's what everybody needs to be striving to do. You need to strive to help others. Like the hat says. And if you want a hat like this, go to American Weapon Apparel. They're great guys. I love them. They started out with a small business, and they were about to lose everything, and they went and started selling stuff like this, and now they're taking off. But they're wonderful people. But as it says, I am the weapon. I am the weapon. I need to be the weapon to start combating this stuff. We have to start taking on this depression, because suicide rates are off the scale. And I'm sorry, even if one life is just taken, even if it was one suicide a year, that's still one too many. We need to start fighting this, because there's good people. So you need to be self-accountable, and you need to do what you can do to change your life, but you need to strive to help others as much as you can. That's what really needs to happen. We need to help each other. So, thank you and have a good day.